This is Bella. Thank you, Bella, very much for sending in your picture here. She says, I've recently found your YouTube channel and it has helped me tremendously. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oh, this is another great photo. Thank you so much, Bella. Appreciate it. This, you can see here that we have her leg position is right in between the two jump standards, so we can see it. Again, it's from the side. Really love that it's from the side. And if you have your own photos that you'd like to send in, you can send it to thistlereg@hotmail.com, or if you're on Instagram, use the hashtags #AreMyHeelsDown to be featured right here on this page. So what's the first thing that strikes you that you notice on this rider, Randy?
So the first thing that I notice as I go from the bit to the rider's hand is that the bite of her reins is on the left. It should be on the right.
The bite of the reins. Okay, so you may have to explain what that is.
That's where that loop of the reins. It appears from this photo that the reins are hanging on the left side of the horse's neck.
Yep.
And they should be on the right.
The thing is that bite should be on the right-hand shoulder, not on the left-hand shoulder. So that's one thing that you have to consider. Yeah.
You can see she's a very dedicated rider and she enjoys her horse. You can see that. So as I'm looking back, I like where she's got her hands on her elbows. You notice her head's almost ahead of her hand though, right?
Okay.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah.
But she's so I'm going to keep going back further. So I like where she's keeping her upper body.
Now, do you like that? Do you like the head over the hands?
Well, it's supposed to be behind it, isn't it?
Yes. So head over hands, so her head should be behind her hands.
That's right. So what's happening, it's the same thing that happens with like 99% of riders. She's not in her base. She's not in her lower leg. You can see as you look at the front of the saddle, she's jumped over the pommel.
Yep, so her seat's over the pommel.
Yep, and with a rider, with the leg that I'm looking at here, it would be easy for this rider to keep her weight back where it belongs.
Yep.
Into her lower leg. So she's just jumping in front of the saddle. This horse is in front of you because you've jumped ahead of the horse at this moment of time in this photo.
Yep, exactly.
Which tells me that you're not anchored into your lower legs, are using your leg position the way that you could for a rider of your level, because you can see her leg is tight.
Yeah, her leg is good. First thing that I noticed with this rider, this here, trying to stay with the horse by roaching her back and standing up in her stirrups rather than folding at her hips and at her knees.
And letting the horse come up to her, because if we took the horse away from underneath of her, she would fall on her face.
So if we took the horse away from her, she would land and tip forward.
And from what I'm seeing on her stirrups with my magnifying glass, looks like the whole front of the stirrup is facing me.
Her seat should be over the middle of the saddle. Her seat should be here over the middle of the saddle, which would bring her shoulders up. Though she's gripping with the back of her legs, keeping her toes to the front so that she can use the inside part of her leg.
Yeah.
Rather than gripping with the back of her legs. And for me, when I'm watching horses and riders go, I like to see that the stirrup leather is straight up and down. It looks like this one is coming back.
Right.
With her toes turned out and her knees turned out.
Oh, super picky here because we can look at you and see you're a nice rider.
It's like that her eyes are up, she's looking forward, she's not interfering with the horse at all, and she looks great. Looks like she's having a great time. She's a great team with this horse. For me, if I had this person coming to me, I would put her on the lunge line, or again use that exercise in 2-point position. And I like Randy's idea, our neck strap, get her lower leg secure on the inside part of her calf rather than the back, and twisting her feet out. So we'll be live again here next week. And also, if you're interested in having your position reviewed, send us a photo from the side to thistlereg@hotmail.com. And if you're on Instagram, hashtag #AreMyHeelsDown, and we'll get to that. So thank you so much. We'll see you again next week. Really appreciate it. Oh, now we get a comment. Another great show. Thank you, Emily. Thank you so much. Really appreciate your comments. Thank you and bye. Now go use this stuff. Go hug your horse. Go use this stuff. And what do you like to say, Randy?
We'll see you on the other side of the fence.
Bye now. Thanks.